Let her go, the art of letting go and rebuilding yourself. Hi guys, my name is Christine and today I'm talking about letting her go. So this is something that I see a lot of people struggle with, and it's not just in like heterosexual relationships, it's also in like gay, lesbian relationships as well. And that is when you just simply can't let go of a crush or an ex when you really, really need to. I think it falls into the being so attracted to someone and then projecting our own attraction onto them. So basically what this means is like you might become, let's say you have a crush and you become really, really attracted to them. Just because you are really, really attracted to them doesn't mean that they're going to be attracted to you. So you might look at her and think she's the most beautiful person you've ever seen. And because you think that she's the most beautiful person you've ever seen, that you're somehow meant to be together. And a lot of people do fall into that trap. Especially people who are very young or just simply immature. You know, they do project their own fantasies onto these kinds of people, and then they just can't see past the fact that this person doesn't like them. And also they can't see past their flaws. You know, we kind of think, oh, this person looks perfect, so therefore they must be perfect, right? Well, it's wrong. You know, they are just as flawed as what you are. And I think I see a lot of this with guys especially. They look at the women and they think, oh, she looks perfect, so therefore she must be perfect. I need to treat her like this perfect angel pixie creature, magical creature thing, when actually she's just a regular human being with just the same impulses as you, with just the same kind of like dark thoughts, because we all have a shadow self and things like that. You know, we all are kind of like really imperfect beings. You know, we are people that can be aggressive, we're people that can be mean, we're people that can, you know, gossip. You know, we're not perfect. No one is perfect. And even though she may look perfect and perhaps you've had some correspondence with her, you've talked to her and you think that she's perfect, but you can only see a small window into her life. It's kind of like the analogy of like the iceberg. You know, what you see with people most of the time is just the tip of the iceberg. So you don't know the rest of what's going on there. But because we project our fantasies onto people, you know, we kind of overlook those kinds of things, even if they do kind of creep up, even if like the, you know, the kind of like toxic behaviors that they have, the bad habits, the nastiness that they might have. You know, we kind of overlook those things because we're kind of like blinded because we've got our love goggles on, basically. And it's not only until you get into a relationship with someone and you spend like a huge amount of time with someone that you start to see who this person actually is, when you start to see the real person. So don't trust your, you know, first kind of animal instincts when you see someone and when you start spending time with them, because you don't know enough about them yet to start falling in love, to start putting on those goggles where you just can't see anything, you know, bad about them. It's too soon. So you need to remain kind of skeptical for a long time until you really start seeing who this person is. And because unfortunately we do project our fantasies onto people quite often, it makes it really, really difficult to let them go. Especially if, you know, this is someone that rejects us, or it's someone who turns out to be an ex. Because there's a quote by Tony Robbins that says, rejection breeds obsession, or something like that. Basically what it means is when someone dumps you or when someone rejects you, it kind of makes you want them even more, right? But you have to understand that this is your brain tricking you. Because something that I see is, you know, people tell me, oh yeah, I want my ex back, I want this, I want that, how do I get them back? And then when we start diving deeper into who this person was, and I, you know, start questioning with them, like, well, why do you want them back? Like, what was the relationship like before you guys broke up? And there was like, oh yeah, you know, there were so many arguments, she was being really mean to me, or he was being really passive aggressive to me. So they was given all these things about how bad the relationship was, and then the ex dumps them, and now they're all like, I need them back. But it's like, well, do you just remember what you just told me about your past relationship? There was arguments, there was passive aggressiveness, there was toxicness. You don't want them back. You just want them back because they've dumped you, because you've become obsessed, because rejection breeds obsession. And that also goes the same with those people out there who may be watching this because they have a crush. You got rejected by them and then you've just become even more obsessed. And I understand, because I've definitely gone through that, especially when I was at school and stuff, and there was girls rejecting me left, right and center, right? So I was like, oh my God, I really love them, right? Even though they were completely wrong for me. And the only reason why I was so obsessed with them was because they rejected me. And so this is something that you really do need to come to understand when you are finding it really, really hard to let go of someone. You need to kind of take the love goggles off for a little bit and think, but hang on, let me just really think for a second about this person. Let me think for a second about the relationship that we were in. So there was this going on, there was that, she was mean to me that time, we was arguing every single night, or if it's to do with a crush, you could look at them and think, well, actually, when I hear them speak, they're really gossipy, they're kind of mean to other people, they say all these horrible things, sure, they look gorgeous, but actually, you know what, there's some things about them that aren't that nice, that aren't that good. So we need to have this kind of like objective viewpoint of the person who we're actually interested in and think, well, are they actually right for me? Is this really someone I should actually just be letting go of? Because most of the time that's the case. And you should definitely let go of women who have rejected you because they don't want you. Right? If they wanted to go out with you, if they wanted to start dating you, then you would be going out and dating them. But if they've rejected you, they obviously don't want that. So there's no point you trying to like hold on to them and try and still carry on obsessing over them and trying to get their approval and try to win them over because they've rejected you. They don't want to be there. They don't want to be with you. So instead, you need to focus on the people, on the women that are interested in you. You need to go out on more dates because this is another thing that I see people doing a lot is that they only go out on 1 or 2 dates a year, or they only start talking to like 1 or 2 women and they don't try and find other people. They just kind of stay stuck within these like 1 or 2 people that they may have spoken to that year, and they just keep on obsessing and brewing and stewing over them instead of getting the dating apps, getting the online dating profile sorted, and start finding girls, start going out. You kind of have to kind of treat it like a bit of a factory when you're trying to find someone to be with. You have to go, okay, the next day I need to go on the next day. This girl didn't like me that much, okay, I need to go on the next day. I need to, okay, next. That's kind of how you need to treat it. You need to see, like, okay, this girl's not interested in me, fine, she's out. You need to kind of do that, and then you go on to the next girl. You sign up to the dating website. You start going on more and more dates until you find a girl who you really like and who really likes you. That's the process of elimination. And if you feel like you're unattractive, you might have to do this like a lot of times. If you feel like you're only average looking, you might have to do this also a lot of times. If you're someone who probably is a lot better looking than the average person, then you might not have to do it that many times. But the point is that you still need to get through the numbers. You still need to go through these people, these girls, to find the one that you really like and that really likes you. Now, you obviously don't have to settle with the first person that you find. You don't have to settle with the first girl that shows you any kind of attention, because you need to make sure that you really do like them as well. And if you're from like the Western society that I'm from, then you only need to find one. You only need to find one girl who kind of ticks the boxes. You only need to find one girl that shows that same interest in you as you do in them, because obviously you only want to be with one girl. You want to get married, have kids, or you want to get in a relationship or something. Sure, it might be a long process. It might take you a few months, and you might have to go on loads and loads of dates to find the right one. But eventually you will. But you can't stick around and stay waiting for someone who just is no longer interested in you or wasn't interested in you to begin with. You are really wasting your time if you are, obsessing over a girl that has rejected you, or an ex that you're hoping to get back but is clearly not ever going to come back. You need to let go of those people. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye, guys.